My name is Pam Chandor. I'm the Global Vice President for Social Business Sales.
Social business is a trending topic in the business world. What is your description about the social business?
So social business is taking the tools, the technology, and the culture that have grown up in the commercial web, in what we call social media, and applying those best practices to business, to make business more effective, to help employees be more productive, to have better relationships with customers, and to support your constituency or your citizens better.
What is the opportunity for Turkish organizations and large enterprises for social business?
Oh, the opportunity for Turkey is great. It is similar to and even better than anywhere else in the world. As Turkey grows and takes its position in center stage in the world economies, Turkey needs to become more efficient, more competitive, take advantage of new technologies and tools that are available, and social business offers this opportunity.
So, would you please explain us about the IBM's point of view in social business?
Absolutely. So in 2013, the chairman of IBM, Ginny Rometty, announced that there would be 4 large initiatives that IBM would align with because they bring the most value to our customers. And one of those is social business. And so this means that social business is not one offering from IBM, it is not a single product or even service, but it is a combination of the software, the hardware, the services, our research, and all of our capabilities to support our customers in this area, because we feel that there's such a big opportunity for our customers to gain value.
You're going to create value different. And what did I mean by that? I'm going to assert that the social network will be the new production line. In a company, in an entity, I don't mean in a consumer alone world. In a social enterprise, I will also assert that your value will be not what you know, it'll be what you share. And that is a very different paradigm.
During the events in Turkey, we have learned that you are managing a great team of people, and you are trying to help the organizations to adopt the social business easily. Can you explain us about it?
Yes, I will. I have a great team of about 40 people around the world, and they have much experience with social business, with helping customers to be successful with adopting social business technology. And what we do is that we have shared this information with clients through workshops to help them understand what's the best opportunity for them to get value from social business, through models of return on investment so they can see what the value would be. We also have services and offerings around adoption, because social business tends to be transformational and strategic to organizations. So making sure that it's adopted and delivered correctly in the organization gets the most value, and we will share this with our clients.
And have you applied an approach? Do you have an approach for these patterns of customers?
Absolutely. So from this work that we've done, we've identified that there are 6 business patterns where social has been applied that provide value in 70% of our customer successes. So we've boiled it down to these 6 business areas. The first is knowledge sharing and innovation. The second is reinventing customer engagement. The third is mergers and acquisitions. We have safety that includes both public safety as well as workplace safety, finding expertise, and recruiting and onboarding.
In these patterns, which do you think are more applying to Turkish organizations, as far as you see within 3 days here and in the events that you apply?
So the feedback that I've been getting from the clients that I've met with, from our IBM business partners, and from the IBM team is that the ones that are most relate best to their clients is probably reinventing client engagement. There is a lot of work going on in the Turkish economy to rewrite websites to make them more engaging. There's a huge movement to using mobile technology, and so these provide this customer engagement mentality.
There is a missing part in Turkish companies. They believe that they have huge social base, but they are not related with the operations. It's something, a marketing part, marketing play they are doing. They are having more than 1 million followers in Facebook, but it's not related with the organization or sales or marketing efforts of the company.
I see.
Not using it. So maybe we can, you can give some examples about the positive side of social business in client engagement inside the company, or engaging the operations with the social media or social.
Okay. So the opportunity, as IBM sees it, is social media is really a channel for the organization to reach their clients where they are. And the opportunity then is to reach the clients through, for instance, a Facebook page or Twitter, but then draw them in to their own internet site, their own website, and engage with them there. And in that way, the client will spend more time if the site is social, and they will then tend to become more loyal to that client. They will spend more money and less likely to go to a competitor. So there's a few areas of this pattern that we've seen people use, and one is digital sales. And by digital, we mean it doesn't have to be only your website. You could be interacting via mobile phone or other channels, like I even mentioned social media is another channel. There's also B2B sales, so business to business and interacting socially. And then the third is digital customer support. So this might be one area where people think of social as social media, but within your operations you have call centers that do customer support, and how do we make those call center representatives more effective leveraging social? Which leads us perhaps to another pattern, which would be finding expertise.
Would you please tell us some different cases that you are facing in customer engagement?
I have a really interesting story. It's about the Dallas Children's Hospital in Texas, which is in the U.S. It's the 4th largest pediatric hospital in the U.S. And they use social media with the families of the sick children. So rather than the families having to come into the hospital to attend a support group, to share stories and share how they care for their children, but instead they used a community. So in the middle of the night, if a mother or father weren't sleeping, they could go onto the community for support and talk with other community members. So it was a really nice way for the hospital to support the families of the sick children. In another way, though, they used social to make appointments online and do some very business-oriented things as well that helped the hospital reduce costs and actually even increased the number of times that people actually went to appointments versus missing them. While a customer service rep is on the phone with a customer, they need to solve that customer's question or problem very quickly. And because the more calls they do per minute, or the more quickly they get the customer's answer, the happier the customer is and the more money that the client saves by serving their customer better. So finding expertise can help that contact center rep find very quickly information that they might not know from the top of their head, or they might not know where to find it. So finding expertise can very quickly use things like tagging, like bookmarks, blogs, wikis, to very quickly find information from an expert who may or may not be available.
I think inside the company we can use this pattern also for the distributed organizations like banks or financial institutions. You have lots of customers in that area also.
Yes, we do. In the banking area, let me give you an example. IBM is the market leader in social software worldwide, and our biggest client base is in banks. So some people might think this is surprising because banks tend to be more conservative, and of course we're glad that they are because they're holding our money. Yeah. And when they're dealing with people's financial information, they need to be very conservative and careful. However, social is providing a lot of value to banks internal with the organization, as I mentioned, like finding experts. For instance, a local branch officer may have to cover 50 to 100 clients, and every one of those clients' needs might not be an expertise of that individual. Mm-hmm. So they could find expertise, and it wouldn't even have to be the person sitting next to them. It could be somebody across the country who would know how to solve this particular problem. So it can be very, very helpful.
Yeah, and as the competition increases, I think innovation is a good point for companies to invest in. How do you think social business help the companies in terms of innovation, or how they can increase the innovative thinking pattern in their organization with social business?
So I really see social as a technology that supports innovation. A lot of people will talk about innovation, but they forget the part that there's technology that can support that, help that, amplify innovation. I'll give you an example. There's a customer of ours by the name of Cemex. They're a building supplies manufacturer. They make cement, and they're based in Mexico. However, they're a global organization. And through the use of communities and sharing information, they brought to market their first globally sourced product of ready-mix cement with more than 600 contributors in a quarter of the time that it normally takes them to bring a product to market. And this is from using expertise from people all over the globe because there's different materials in different places, and they make different cement in different places. So this way allowed them to make a cement that they could sell globally.
So social business, this is the good use of social business in the healthcare.
Yes.
And also this is the good use of social business in the NGOs.
Yes.
So two different businesses and very similar uses.
Yes, exactly. Now I have another story about helping to save lives, but also it's knowledge sharing and expertise location with the Chilean Red Cross organization out of Chile, of course. So in the past, when the Red Cross would go respond to a natural disaster or an emergency situation, most of their processes, their records, were manual. So it was very difficult sometimes to get the right type of aid to the disaster, the right type of person who could help. So once they automated with a cloud solution for social, they were able to share this data. They were very quickly able to put the right aid, the right materials, the right people there to respond to the disaster. But one of the great benefits was they were able to share records quickly. And so rather than it taking 2 years to find missing persons, the time went down to 2 weeks. And there's a doctor from the Boston Children's Hospital, Dr. Burns, and he launched a project called PICU, or the Pediatric Intensive Care Unit. And what that was meant to do was to put care techniques, different lectures, videos online for doctors around the world to help save children. But he had this idea that came to him from two sources. He was watching his son play on, it was either a Nintendo or a PlayStation type of game, where he realized that his son was playing on a team of people from around the world that he had never met before, but they were collaborating to win against a different team of players and to score more points on the video game. And he thought, well, this is really interesting that all these people can collaborate around the world to solve this problem. And then he was watching the Masters golf tournament online and saw the winning putt, and then it gave you the opportunity to use an avatar for you to try to make the putt on the computer. So all of a sudden 2 and 2 came together, and he contacted IBM because he said, how did you do that on the Masters? Because IBM runs that website. And what he did then, because he will do these, he's an expert in a certain area, and he does operations on children, and doctors come from around the world to try to watch those operations to see how he does it. So instead what he did was they used an avatar then so that people remotely could actually practice before they did an operation. Wow. And they could use the video to see the operation and then practice with an avatar until they got the technique correct before they tried it on a real child.
Especially in the businesses where safety is important, I think like the one in cement business. I think it's very important to teach people about safety procedures and all that they can help to do their business in a safe way.
Exactly. So workplace safety is something that social can help to minimize disruption to your business and make sure that people are safe. And CEMEX actually does this through a unique way of using video. So when they have a problem with equipment, they take a video of it, they put it in the social network, and people can then collaborate on how to solve the problem, and then they store it for future use once they've successfully fixed it. Another example that I really like for workplace safety that I think a lot of people can relate to is from McDonald's in South Africa. So you know that McDonald's makes French fries, or the people in McDonald's make French fries, and that oil can get very hot. So there is a big manual that they hang on the fryer, and it has many pages, and they expect the employees to read the whole manual so that they use the fryer safely. So there was a young man in South Africa, 18 years old, and he said, this is silly. I will show you how to make the French fries. So he took a video of himself using the fryer correctly and very safely, and he uploaded that video into the social network of McDonald's. And now it's become a standard training video, much more effective than reading a 100-page book.
I have to mention that we are a very young country, and we have lots of people who are newly graduated from the university or in the university stages, and it's getting a bit complicated process for getting the new talent or the all people to the companies or the organizations, and HR departments have some problems, facing some problems in reaching these new type of people, new type of generation.
So there's a couple things here where social really affects this, what we call the Generation Y or the millennial population. And these are the people that grew up with computers, using social networks. It's part of their DNA, really. They're, what do we call, digital natives, right? And so using these tools for, number one, recruit the right people. So being able to share in your recruiting sites more about your culture so they can learn about the organization and figure out if it's a good fit even before they apply for a job. We have tools where we can quickly answer a questionnaire while someone's filling out a job application online to find out if that person would be a good fit for our organization or not before we actually make the offer. So these type of social tools can make sure that you recruit the right people. And when you recruit the right people who are going to fit into your culture well, they will stay longer and you will retain them as an employee. The second part is how do you get them effective and working quickly or onboarded as fast as possible so they're effective in their jobs. And social tools also with things like access to experts to tell people how to do their job quickly or give them access to that right information that we talked about before. Give them access to people who they can ask questions of. Start a community among all of the people who are new so they can share their challenges and share with them how they quickly solve them. And one other thing I would like to point out is that recently there was a survey done that showed that 45% of these millennials would take a job that paid less if the company offered these type of tools to do their jobs better. Dr. Burns told his story at IBM Connect on stage, and there's many other fascinating stories like this and many other customer case studies. So I'd invite everybody from Turkey to please come to IBM Connect in January in Orlando. It's a 5-day event and there's lots of good information, lots of good people to meet, lots of things to learn about social business, about smarter workforce, and about collaborating.